Okay, this is Lex at MacsFuture.com, and I'm going to do a first look at this, I think this great program called Hype that just came out in the Mac App Store. It costs $29, and what it is, it's an easy way to create HTML5 websites with animation, and it's made by two people who left Apple and created this little company to do this sort of thing. And HTML5 is, a good way to replace Flash content on a website. Now, I'm not a programmer, but this is very easy to use. Again, it's called Hype 1.0. It's already been updated a couple of times. And the big thing about it is it has the ability to create animations using keyframes. So it's almost like a movie timeline. So I'm going to give you a view. The website is tumultco.com, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is, and I've got a couple of tips. Okay, so when you start Hype, this is what a brand new project looks like. Under File, you can go New and create a new project. And so it's a very sort of straightforward, simple screen. So in the bottom you have your timeline, and up here are the key things that you want to use. For example, you can show the screens or hide the scenes. And scenes are important because think of scenes as different web pages that can be connected to each other. So let's try the first scene here. So for a scene, in any scene you can insert elements. So this is very straightforward. So let's say you want to create a website. But before you create the website, the first thing you want to do though is format your website for what kind of viewer you want, what kind of computer. And Hype has this great inspector over here. And the inspector is a very similar concept. You have all Mac programs. And basically, if you go into the inspector, if you go over here, the first tab, document size, you get a choice of all sorts of default sizes. So let's say you were creating a website that was really geared for iPhone viewing. Well, you can just go down and format this project to be iPhone full portrait or iPhone Safari portrait. If you're going to make ultimately you might be able to use Flash to make a web app that works on your iPhone, and I guess for that you want full portrait mode. Or let's say if you just want a large view on a web. So, or let's go medium. So let's go medium. It expands it, and so now we have a bigger website. So you start off with that, and you decide, okay, I'm going to create a fun website. So the key thing is you've got this one scene. So I'm going to call this scene 1. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it 1, and I'm going to insert an element. So what about some text? I have a choice of a box, text, button, textured button, image, or video. So that appears to be the only things you can insert, but later on I'll give you a little tip. You can actually do audio too. Although it doesn't say you can do audio, you can. So let's put some text in here. So I'm going to create, I'm going to call it MacsFuture's new blog. So here we go. I created that, and it's very simple. You just drag this you just drag the text up where you want it, and you can format it. There's a little guide right there, right in the middle, and you can you got all the font edit stuff that you if you want to use. So you go to Format, Font, Show Fonts, bring the fonts, and this is a very common concept. And I'm gonna pick a bigger font. I'm gonna go to 24 point, And there we go. So it's very much like Keynote. Oh, I missed the G over there. So let's there we go. We got 36 size. So I put it in the middle. I've got the alignment. So it's very much like Keynote. I'm gonna make the background a different color. So I'm gonna go over here. Let's see oh yeah, here we go. Background is the second view. It's really of the whole document, and I'm gonna pick a different color. So let's make it orange. There we go. So I've got an orange website, and I can also add some content. So now, but let's just show you something very cool though, which is the animation feature. So what's really cool about this is that you can just record your dragging movements. So back down here, there's a record button. I'm going to press that, and I'm gonna move this forward, this timeline, the text timeline, to 3 seconds. Okay. And right there, I'm going to click, I want a keyframe there. So I'm going to put a little anchor there. And so I'm going to move this here, down here. So now, if I go back, actually, this is going to go up here. It's going to start up here. And so you see the little line. So now I'm going to like test it out. You see it just drops down. MacsFuture's new blog. So I have a little animation right there, and I can do other things with the animation. And if I go over back again to the inspector, it can record changes along the way. So for example, I want opacity at the beginning to be very little. So over here on the far right of the inspector, this is the the fourth button, and on the element inspector you've got the, I guess, the formatting for your elements. So I'm going to make it, when it first starts the animation, I'm going to have it be 0 opacity, and so then when it goes to 3, it goes to 100%. So this is like, you know, an easy way to create animation. Now if I want to see what it looks like, Hype has a built-in preview that uses your, I guess, default browser. So mine is Safari. I'm going to click preview, and there we go. I've got, oh, I have a typo. It's MacsFuture, not MassFuture. Okay, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, we're going to retype that. MacsFuture blog. And I was able to retype it, but it stays all there. So this is pretty cool. Let's test it again. MacsFuture's new blog. Now the cool things with elements are you can do all sorts of interesting things. You can add like a button here. Let's add a button. So we've added a button over here, and I'm going to put, let's call the button video. So I'm going to have this button when somebody wants to click on it. I'm going to have it go to a video on another page. So this is how I do that. First of all, I'm going to change the color of the button to make it a little more interesting. How about yellow? I mean, these are kind of groovy colors that I'm doing here. And on the button gives me a choice of how it's going to be triggered: normal, hover, pressed. And so I'm just going to leave it hovered. And I'm going to link this to a new page that I'm going to have like a video. So let's try doing that. We're going to go up to where the scenes are, and we're going to press the little plus button, and well, actually, let me delete that. I'm gonna dupe, so I don't have to create a lot of the content. I'm gonna duplicate the scene with the animation. So now I have the same thing again, but I'm gonna call it 2. I mean, you can call your second page anything you want. And if you look at this, this is actually a duplication of the first one. You've got MacsFuture's blog. But, you know, I can delete the stuff on the second page. If you go down here in the timeline, if I just press delete, there goes the button. If I hover over text and delete that, there goes the text. So 2 tracks are gone. I just have the same background. Now, inserting video is pretty easy, so let's see how that's done. Okay, so to insert a video, you go to Elements here, and you click on Video, and it'll launch to the the last folder you were looking at. And I did a little movie a while back on the new iPad kiosks, so I'm going to insert that, and I'm going to click Open, and there it is. There's my little video. And you can format it in the Element Inspector, and you know, right now, I mean, I have the video just sort of there as a landing page. Now, if I want the second page to go on when someone clicks this video button. So I go to that video button on the first page, go over to Mouse Action Inspector while highlighting the video button, and Action. Right now it says None. I want to click Jump to Scene, and I want it to jump to Next Scene. And the transition, you can put Instant. I'm going to try Swap, which is kind of a cool animation. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. We can go over here to the preview, and here it comes. So I've got this is the first page, MacsFuture's blog, and I click video, and this is swap out. I went myself today to and the video with sound, I shut the sound off on screen recording here, so you don't hear the sound. But the sound is playing, and so this is a good way to test it out. So now here is some more stuff that you can do. Let's say with the video you don't want it to start right away, so you go back over to the middle screen, and you'll see here at the bottom it says iPad Kiosks Movie. That's the video content, and right now it's clicked on autoplay, so that when it goes to the second page, it'll just play automatically. But you might not want that. You might want controls, or you might want it to loop endlessly, or you might want the video to be muted with no audio. So let's put controls. So now when we preview it, again, this is the first page. Click video, and there's the controls. It's not playing automatically. So it gives you a lot of control. It's very cool. Now, a little trick. It doesn't say Hype can support audio, and some people on its site have been asking, oh, when are you going to support audio? But there is a way to support audio. I found 2 different ways. So let's check them out. Okay, so the first way one easy way to put audio in here, let's say you wanted to animate the, a page with audio, but Hype says you can't do it with audio. Well, it's simple. Just have the audio be part of a video. And what do you mean by that? You might ask Lex here. Well, very simple. You can let's say you don't care what the video looks like. Just record yourself talking, or record some music with the screen capture of a video or something, and just put a movie file up there. Then go into opacity and click 0. So the video part of the file will never be there, but just the sound. So, you know, in this let's take the experiment. I put the sound back on. Let's go to preview. So I've got the MacsFuture. I got to fix that typo. MacsFuture's blog. I click video, and
so
I don't get video. I just get
myself
sound.
Today to the
So I could call that something
Apple
else.
Store in New York, which is the flagship store in New York.
So that's one
Boy,
way to
was it
do
crowded. It's
audio.
always crowded. And I checked it out.
Okay, so how can you add video to your animation? Let's say you want a slide to have audio to animation. So I showed you one way, which is to just put the opacity of the video to 0. But there's an easier way, and Hype doesn't really say that you can do this, but it seems to do it. Basically, I am gonna go over here to a music track. This is a song I have in iTunes, and I just drag it into the scene. Watch this, boom, it's there. And now if you look down here on the tracks, there is a track, and actually Hype views it as a video track, but there's no video to it. So it's treated like a video track. If you go to the inspector elements, it views it as a video track, and it's on autoplay. So, and it, you don't really see it. It's embedded in there. Now let me go to the preview, the test. Here I've got my blog, and it just comes on MacsFuture's blog, and the audio's playing in the background. And if I go to the next page, it's the video, and that just starts to play automatically. So look, I'm going to go more in depth on how to use Hype. There's all sorts of cool things. So this is just a intro tutorial to Hype.